You are at the right place. Welcome to the Seeds of Wisdom Team channel dedicated to education, sharing wisdom of RVGCR news to projects and current news. Fellow money enthusiasts, welcome to another deep dive into the fascinating world of finance. Let's talk about something we all love to hate: money. It's the root of all evil, yet we can't live without it. What is this magical thing we trade our time and sanity for? It's more than just paper and metal. Well, it's basically anything we collectively agree has value. It's a social contract, a shared belief system. Think of it like a giant, never-ending game of pretend, but with rent payments and grocery bills. Back in the day, things were simple. Barter was the name of the game. Need a new plow? Trade a cow. It was straightforward and tangible. Feeling hungry? A couple of chickens should do the trick. Easy peasy. But carrying around a flock of poultry gets old fast, doesn't it? Not to mention, it's quite cumbersome. Enter gold and silver. Shiny, portable, and much less likely to poop on your shoes. Progress indeed. For centuries, precious metals ruled the financial roost. They were the gold standard, literally. But then we humans, never satisfied, decided to complicate things. We always crave innovation. We invented paper money, promising it could be exchanged for real, tangible stuff. A bold move. This brings us to the wonderful world of fiat currency, but we'll get to that later. Stay tuned. Just remember, money is weird, and it's only getting weirder. So, we've established that money is a collective delusion we all agree to participate in. But what happens when you want to trade your cow for, say, a chariot, and the chariot guy isn't a fan of beef? You need a system everyone trusts. Enter stage-left governments with their fancy printing presses and even fancier promises. They introduce fiat currency, paper money backed by nothing more than the government's word. Trust us, they say, this piece of paper is worth something. And for a while, surprisingly, it works. This trust isn't based on shiny metals or barnyard animals. It's based on the belief that the government will vouch for the currency's value. It's like your friend promising their homemade coupon for a free back rub is actually worth something. You might be skeptical at first, but hey, a free back rub is a free back rub. Now, fiat currency isn't all bad. It's convenient, divisible, and doesn't require you to barter with livestock. But like a roommate who eats all your snacks, it has its downsides. The biggest one? Governments can print as much as they want, potentially leading to inflation. Remember that time you could buy a candy bar for a nickel? Yeah, me neither. And then there's hyperinflation, fiat currency's evil twin. This is when governments go completely bonkers with the printing press, churning out money like it's going out of style. Suddenly, your life savings are worth less than a used napkin. Ask someone who lived through the Weimar Republic or, more recently, Venezuela. It's not pretty. Despite its flaws, fiat currency is still the reigning champ of global finance. And the undisputed heavyweight champion of the fiat world? The US dollar, baby. But why? Why is everyone so obsessed with these green pieces of paper? Well, for starters, the US economy is a behemoth. It's stable, mostly, reliable, usually, and backed by the world's most powerful military, don't ask. This makes the dollar the go-to currency for international trade, investment, and of course, Hollywood action movies. But hold on to your hats, because the dollar's dominance is facing a new challenger: stablecoins. These digital currencies are trying to combine the best of both worlds, the stability of the dollar with the technological wizardry of crypto. Will they succeed? Who knows? But it's going to be an interesting ride. Buckle up. So, we've talked about the wild world of fiat currency and the enduring power of the US dollar. But now let's talk about the new kid on the block: stablecoins. These digital currencies are shaking things up, promising to bring stability to the often volatile world of crypto. But here's the catch. Most stablecoins are pegged to the US dollar. That's right. They're basically hitching their wagon to the very currency they're trying to disrupt. Why? Because, as we've established, the dollar is still the king of the financial jungle. By pegging themselves to the dollar, stablecoins aim to offer the best of both worlds: the stability and familiarity of traditional finance with the speed and efficiency of blockchain technology. It's a bold move, but will it pay off? Only time will tell. All right, so stablecoins are pegged to the dollar, but what does that really mean? But how do they actually maintain that peg, especially in a volatile market? It's not like they have little elves running around with briefcases full of cash, right? Or do they? The reality is a bit more sophisticated. Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. There are various strategies in play. Different stablecoins use different mechanisms to maintain their peg, each with its own set of rules and complexities. Some, like Tether, USDT, and USD Coin, USDC, are backed by actual US dollar reserves. This means they hold real dollars in bank accounts. Think of it like a digital IOU. For every USDT or USDC in circulation, there's supposedly a corresponding dollar sitting in a bank account somewhere, ensuring its value. Others, like DAI, use a more complex system called collateralization, which involves other cryptocurrencies. They're backed by other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum held in reserve. This adds a layer of complexity and risk. It's like saying, this DAI is worth $1 because it's backed by this much Ethereum, which is worth, well, hopefully more than $1. The value can fluctuate. The point is, stablecoins are trying to find clever ways to maintain their peg to the dollar using a variety of financial tools and strategies. Whether they can do so in the long run and what happens if they don't is a question that's keeping regulators, investors, and probably even your dog's groomer up at night. The future of stablecoins is still uncertain. Remember those government folks we talked about earlier? The ones who print the money and make the rules? Yeah, those guys. Well, they're a little bit freaked out by this whole stablecoin thing. Imagine a bunch of teenagers throwing a wild party in your basement, but instead of teenagers, it's digital currencies, and instead of a basement, it's the entire global financial system. Governments are worried about stablecoins for a few reasons. First, they could be used for all sorts of shady stuff, like money laundering and evading sanctions. Second, if a major stablecoin were to collapse, it could trigger a financial panic that would make the 2008 crisis look like a picnic in comparison. So, what are governments doing about it? Well, they're doing what they do best, talking, debating, and generally dragging their feet as usual. But one thing's for sure, regulation is coming. The question is, what will it look like, and will it be enough to tame the wild west of stablecoins? Only time will tell. So, what does the future hold for stablecoins? Will they revolutionize finance, ushering in a new era of digital currency dominance? Or will they collapse under the weight of their own hype, taking the global economy down with them? Honestly, nobody knows for sure. It's like trying to predict the weather in a hurricane. Anything could happen. But one thing's for sure, stablecoins are here to stay. They're too innovative, too convenient, and too potentially disruptive to just disappear. The real question is, how will they evolve? Will they become more integrated into our daily lives, replacing traditional banks and payment systems? Or will they remain a niche product for crypto enthusiasts and tech-savvy investors? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be a wild ride. With all this talk of innovation, disruption, and potential financial meltdowns, you might be feeling a little bit anxious about stablecoins. Should you be worried? Well, like most things in life, it depends. If you're a casual observer, just dipping your toes into the crypto waters, there's no need to panic. Stablecoins can be a useful tool for sending and receiving money, especially if you're dealing with cross-border transactions or want to avoid the fees associated with traditional banks. However, it's important to remember that stablecoins are still a relatively new and untested technology. There are risks involved, and it's crucial to do your research before investing any significant amount of money. Here's a question that's keeping central bankers and cryptocurrency gurus up at night. Can stablecoins and fiat currency coexist peacefully, or are they locked in a battle for the future of finance? Some argue that stablecoins pose a direct threat to the dominance of fiat currencies like the US dollar. After all, if people start using stablecoins for everyday transactions, what's to stop them from abandoning traditional banks and government-issued money altogether? Others believe that stablecoins can actually complement fiat currencies, offering a more efficient and accessible way to use and transfer money. They argue that stablecoins could even help to strengthen the global financial system by providing a more stable and transparent alternative to volatile cryptocurrencies. The world of stablecoins is complex, constantly evolving, and more than a little bit confusing. But one thing's for sure, it's a fascinating time to be alive. We're witnessing the birth of a new financial paradigm, one that has the potential to reshape the global economy as we know it. Will stablecoins succeed in their quest to revolutionize finance? Will they be embraced by governments and integrated into our daily lives? Or will they be regulated out of existence, relegated to the dustbin of failed financial experiments? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the stablecoin roller coaster is just getting started. So buckle up, Buttercup, and enjoy the ride. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it insightful, please like the video if you haven't already. Also, be sure to visit seedsofwisdomteam.com to sign up for our newsletters.